Welcome back, all my Minecrafting friends, and it's time for the Day 6 player update of the March 2015 Minecraft Hardcore Challenge, the Zero Chunk Challenge. And if you thought that the dying was finished, you were premature. So let's start with Baker Bell. Baker Bell decided to go outside of the wall and explore the area. She found some red mushrooms. She found about a dozen pumpkins, so she can make pumpkin pie, lots of them. She came back and then she did some mining. Next we have Bear Family 07. He started out his episode by mining, then he came up and did some farm work, some harvesting, planting. He collected enough stuff to make pie and bread. Next we have Lightbringer and Heather B. Lightbringer was out collecting wool, and then Heather B was mining obsidian, and they made an enchanting table, and then they harvested their wheat and made bread, but they didn't enchant anything because they have no lapis. So they will be getting lapis in the next episode. Next we have team of Psycho SFK and Crazy Kinsey. They worked on their stone column supports of their house. They cut some trees down. Psycho collected some clay while he was out and about. He also found some pumpkins and some sugar cane and eggs, and he came back with all the goodies and made pie. Next we have Wild Trekker. Wild Trekker started out by mining, then he came up and worked on his house a little bit. He cut a few trees. He's got plenty of food. He made pie and bread in Day 6. Next we have Derp Guru. Derp Guru worked on the second floor of her house, and then she went mining. And next we have Jade LF. Jade started out by mining, then she worked on her house. She added a balcony to either to the front of it or all the way around, maybe just the front. Okay, she put a big balcony on it. Next we have Team Colony. Team Colony actually did some work this time. They started working on a house. I'm not sure if they converted the chicken coop into the house or if they started from scratch, but they're building a house. Some of them are just running around aimlessly. Okay, next we have the single player world of Technoscribe. She went mining for diamonds, but went to the wrong coordinates and did not find any diamonds. Had all kinds of problems while she was down there too. Almost died. Came back up, did some fought some mobs and got a potato, so that was cool. Now she can start her potato farm, and then she went back to working on her house. I guess she gave up on the diamonds. Next we have the team of Technoscribe and Frank, formerly the team of Technoscribe, Momo, Frank, and Basket MC, but now it's just Technoscribe and Frank because Basket and Momo have died, so it's Techna and Frank. Frank and Honest, also known as Mike Deadmond. Okay, so Techna had technical difficulties associated with the record button. She didn't press it, so you'll have to check out their Day 6 on Mike Deadman's channel. They cut down some giant trees, and they worked on the building. Next we have Bob Z Movie. Bob Z Movie was poisoned by a witch. He had no food, so he couldn't regenerate. He was jumping up and down trying to hit the witch through a little gap in the that he had built, and in the process of jumping up and down with no food, he ended up starving to death. So Bob the Movie was the death on day 6. Okay, next we have Nova Cookie 232. Nova Cookie made a map of the area, and it looks like a lot of trees. Okay, so first map I've seen in this month. He collected wool. He found some red mushrooms while he was out. He also picked up a few eggs. He came back and made 5 cakes. So this guy is making cake like a bakery. Then he did some mining, and then he came up and made some carpet and put it in his house. Next we have Velk. Velk cannot seem to grow a giant mushroom. He really needs to take a look at, see, where was that? Yeah. Velk needs to take a look at Cherry Bitter's episode, because she grew a giant mushroom. Velk did not grow a giant mushroom, but he tried. Then he went caving. He found some diamonds, so that was good. He made himself full armor, full iron armor, finally, and he mined some obsidian. Next we have Murph and Dan, which now is just Murphy, because Dan died last episode. So Murphy went fishing, then he came back and made a grave for Dan. He did take care of the 6-bone penalty, and then he made some bread. So he's doing pretty good on his own. He might make it 2 more days. Next we have Mr. Radio Gaming. Mr. Radio Gaming started out by fishing because he didn't have any food. Then he came back and started tearing down and rebuilding his wall that he's working on. It's not actually a building yet, it's just some sections of wall. And he did some carrot farming and cut down some trees. Next we have Ias the Bad. Ias worked on his house. He put in some glass windows. He worked on the roof. He made bread, he made pie, and he went fishing. Next we have Master Rudy. Master Rudy did some enchanting. And then he went fishing. He found some red mushrooms. He made pie. He sheared some sheep to get the wool. He made a banner. A banner is something that I've never made, and I think this is the first banner in this month. And he made paintings, or a painting, I don't know. I think they come in 3 though. But yeah, he made paintings, and then he went up onto his platform and built a giant chair. Put a couple torches on it. Okay, next we have PB of the PB Plays Inside channel. PB went fishing, then she made bread, she caught some fish, she ate some stew, she went mining, around the spider dungeon that's down underground, the deep one. Okay, she mined all around it and under it and stuff. Okay, next we have Dad of Kid Awesome 2, the Kid Awesome 2 channel. He started out by caving. He made bread. He broke the spawner that is near the surface, and then he raided the chests that were in that dungeon. I noticed that some people get 2 chests in that dungeon and some people get 1 chest, unless I'm confused and it's 2 chests in one dungeon and 1 chest in the other dungeon, but it seems to me that there's some differences here. So I don't know if it's a difference between versions or a difference between server versus single player worlds or what. Anyway, next we have Penguin Gaming. Penguin Gaming went fishing. Then he cut some trees. He started building a house, and he is low on food. Perhaps not completely out, but he certainly doesn't have much food buffer there. So He needs to work on his food situation. Finally, we have Cherry Bitters MC. Cherry Bitters worked on her house. It's starting to shape up now. Before it was just a foundation, then it was just a few walls. Well, now she's working on the roof and things. Then she decided to go outside of the wall at night and fight mobs. Then she came back and made a giant mushroom. Grew a giant mushroom with bone meal. So, if you want to see how to grow a giant mushroom with bone meal, check out Cherry Bitter's latest episode. And I know you're all can't wait for the announcement video for the April challenge, and it will be out tomorrow night. Tomorrow night my time, which is USA Central. So, tomorrow evening. I think that is like early Thursday in England, in Europe, most of Europe. Okay, and probably early evening in California. I don't know what it would be in Australia. Maybe it'll be the day before. I don't know. Anyway, in approximately 24 hours from now, you'll be seeing the announcement video for the April challenge, the April MHC. So stay tuned for that, 24 hours from right now. This is Mike Deering signing out.